Level up your English from basic to intermediate and advanced. The world is someone's oyster. You can do anything. Life has many chances. Someone has many opportunities and can achieve success if they try. A person is in a position to exploit opportunities, shape their destiny, and extract value from life. Much like finding a pearl inside an oyster. Examples. After finishing school, the world is her oyster. With his talent and determination, the world is his oyster, waiting to be explored. Armed with both wealth and influence, he perceives the world as his oyster, ripe for ventures and conquests. Strip. To take clothes off. A long, thin piece. To remove covering or layers from something. A narrow area or section. To deprive or dismantle. To remove essential parts or rights. Examples. He stripped off his wet shirt. She cut a strip of paper. She stripped the bed and washed the sheets. They walked along a strip of beach. The company was stripped of its assets after bankruptcy. Zero-sum game. If one person wins, another must lose. A situation where gains for one side equal losses for the other, so the total stays the same. An interaction in which resources are fixed. So any advantage secured by one participant necessarily diminishes the position of others. There is no net creation of value. Examples. Arm wrestling is a zero-sum game. One wins, one loses. Negotiating over a fixed budget is a zero-sum game. More for one department means less for another. Trade wars are often framed as zero-sum games, where one nation's gain in tariffs is another's loss in exports. Kickstart. To start something quickly. To give energy or momentum to a project or activity. To catalyze or accelerate progress by providing an initial push, often metaphorical beyond its motorbike origin. Examples. She kick-started her day with water. The government kick-started the economy with new spending. The charity kick-started its campaign with a high-profile fundraising gala. The outset. The beginning of something. The initial stage or starting point of an activity or process. The inception or commencement of an undertaking. Examples. He made his intentions known at the outset of the meeting. At the outset of the project, they agreed on clear goals. Strategic planning at the outset of negotiations can determine long-term success. Go all in. Put all effort or resources into something. Commit fully, often with risk or no holding back. Total commitment, often implying strategic risk, emotional investment, or irreversible choice. Examples. She went all in on the exam revision. They went all in on starting their bakery, spending all their savings. The company went all in on renewable energy, reshaping its entire business model. Percolate. Slowly drip or filter through. Spread or move gradually, often unnoticed. Develop subtly in the mind or society, often ideas or feelings taking shape. Examples. Water percolates through the soil. The news percolated through the office by lunchtime. Innovative ideas percolated within the research community before becoming mainstream. Archive. Store something safely for later. Move or preserve material that is no longer active but still important. Systematically preserve records or memories for historical or cultural value. Examples. She archived old emails in a folder. They archived project files once the work was finished. She archived her personal journals, creating a record of her intellectual journey. Adept. Very good at something. Skilled and efficient. Showing practice or training. Highly proficient. Often with subtle mastery or expertise in complex situations. Examples. He is adept at fixing bikes. She is adept at handling difficult customers calmly. The lawyer was adept at navigating intricate legal loopholes. Mop up. clean or wipe away liquid. Finish or deal with remaining small tasks or problems. Eliminate or resolve remaining resistance, issues, or consequences. Examples: she mopped up the spilled milk. The team mopped up the last details before the deadline. The company mopped up the damage caused by the failed project. Revile. Speak very badly about someone. Criticize harshly, often with anger or contempt. Deep, public condemnation, often moral or ideological. Examples: she was reviled by neighbors for her rude behavior. He was reviled in the press after the scandal. Throughout history, traitors have been reviled as symbols of betrayal. Redundant. Not needed, extra. Unnecessary due to duplication or no longer useful. Superfluous or obsolete. Examples: this sentence is redundant because it repeats itself. The report was redundant since the data was already shared. Her skills were considered redundant in a rapidly automated industry. Blue collar. People who do physical or manual work. Jobs involving skilled or semi-skilled manual labor, often industrial or trade-based. Socio-economic classification linked to manual labor. Often contrasted with white collar, carrying cultural, political, and class implications. Examples: his father is a blue-collar worker in a factory. He chose a blue-collar trade like plumbing instead of office work. Blue-collar communities shaped much of Britain's industrial identity. Pragmatic. Practical. Focused on what works. Dealing with problems realistically, not ideally. Grounded in practical reasoning, often contrasting theory. Examples: he was pragmatic about saving money. The manager was pragmatic in handling staff shortages. Her pragmatic stance bridged ideological divides by focusing on achievable outcomes. Ghastly. Very bad, unpleasant, or ugly. Shockingly awful. Often causing discomfort or horror. Horrifying, dreadful, or spectral. Often evoking death, terror, or moral repulsion. Examples: she wore a ghastly dress that didn't fit. He made a ghastly mistake during the performance. Her face took on a ghastly pallor when she heard the news. Put a spin on. Present something in a different or nicer way. Interpret or present information with a particular angle, often persuasive. Strategically reframe facts or events, often in politics, media, or rhetoric, to influence perception. Examples: she put a spin on the boring story to make it funny. The company put a spin on the poor sales figures to sound positive. The minister put a spin on the policy failure, portraying it as a learning opportunity. Assuage. Make something less painful or less bad. Ease or calm strong feelings, worries, or discomfort. To mitigate intensity. To soften severity through reassurance or action. Examples: she tried to assuage his hunger with a snack. He assuaged her anger with a sincere apology. She assuaged her guilt by dedicating herself to charity work. Saddle. Seat put on a horse for riding. To burden or load someone with responsibility or weight. To impose obligations, difficulties, or constraints, often with lasting impact. Examples: he sat in the saddle and rode away. He was saddled with debt after the business failed. The treaty saddled the nation with heavy reparations. Patronage. Support given to someone or something. Financial or practical backing, often from a powerful person or institution. System of influence or sponsorship where support implies control or favor. Examples: her art survived thanks to the patronage of friends. The charity grew through corporate patronage. Political patronage shaped appointments in the government. Have a ball. Have a lot of fun. Great enjoyment. Often in social or lively settings. exuberant pleasure or delight, sometimes with irony or exaggeration. Examples: the kids had a ball at the party. They had a ball on holiday by the seaside. She had a ball exploring the archives, uncovering forgotten stories.